What is up, good people? Man, listen. I had a conversation today. If you have not yet checked out the podcast the new episode is out here. What's up, Jason? I had a conversation today that really crystallized some things that I thought I would actually share out loud. And this might take a little while to sink in. It's probably going to take a little while to sink in. So I was having a conversation earlier today, and I dropped the episode today on the podcast. So you can go check it out, whatever your favorite platform is. Even Audible now. That's right. We are also on Audible. We are killing the game right now. So anyway, I was having a conversation today with a few people, and I've had some people. I got some dope interviews coming up on the podcast. I got some stuff getting ready to happen on YouTube. I got a whole lot of cool stuff happening, right? But I was having a conversation, and it stopped me in my tracks. I want somebody to type this in the chat, because if you type it, you'll remember it for yourself instead of it just me saying it in passing. I was talking to somebody, and this is what I said to them. Success is a thinking man's game. Just put that in the chat. Success is a thinking man's game. Success is a thinking man's game. Success is not anything else but a thinking man's game. And I got so inspired by the conversation, and when we were talking, I went ahead and dropped the episode. So go check out the new episode. But let me explain to you what I mean when I say success is a thinking man's game. So, and it should make sense, but I want to kind of break down why that is probably going to be the reason why some of us will and some of us won't. Do you realize that every day you go to work, every day that you wake up, every day that you do like your normal routines, right? All of your normal routines, the stuff that you do that's on autopilot, right? You do realize you don't have to think about it. It's muscle memory, right? It's muscle memory. It's muscle memory to go to work, do the same thing at work every single day. And when you get to work, you can't wait till 5 o'clock. And when 5 o'clock is over, you're dreading 8 o'clock a.m. the next day, right? We got these routines that we do, right? But then I feel like what God does is gives us these nudges all of our lives. And the nudges is to stop allowing certain things to fall into normalcy and comfort, right? Like we get comfortable, and because we got comfortable, we stop thinking. And because I stopped thinking, I am that much further away from success. And because I'm that much further away from success, I'm that much more frustrated. I don't think success is a thinking man's game. You have to literally sit down and think your way out of your current situation. Like wherever you are right now, whether you got a business, you don't have a business, whether you're working your day job and that's all you got, whether you got 2 or 3 jobs, whatever you in order for it to change, you literally have to think your way out of it. Here's the problem. The problem is, if you're not used to thinking and putting strategies in place, then you won't win. I want you to understand, success is a thinking man's game. It's hard to be successful if you're not willing to think. If you're not willing to think, then you know what's going to happen. Success is a thinking man's game. If you're not willing to think, it's hard to be successful. And the reason why it's hard for some of us to want to even think is because there's too many places in our areas in our lives right now that we're too comfortable. That's why you don't think. How many of you, just say it down in the chat, how many of you have ever driven home from work or driven to work and you don't even remember getting there? That ever happen to anybody? Like, you ever because you do it every day the same way all the time, it never fails. Have you ever gotten home or gotten to work and you're like, I don't even remember the trip? That ever happened to you? The reason why that happens to us is because our brains are on autopilot. And because your brain is on autopilot, you're not thinking. And guess what? This thing likes to not think. It likes to create routines and habits so it can use less energy. But if you don't like where you are right now in life, if you don't like where you are in your career, if you don't like where you're at in your job, if you don't like where you're at in your relationships, you have to think your way to success. Success is a thinking man's game. Hey, go right now and get your pre-order copy. That's right. I wrote a brand new book with my business coach, Myron Golden. I can't believe I'm actually saying that out loud, but here's the cool part. We wrote this book together because one of the things I figured out was some people struggle with how to take any product or service and turn it into stories, success, and sales. Well, I wrote a book called From Side Hustle to Side Business. I'm going to show you exactly what you need to do in order to be able to do all three in rapid succession. So go to FromSideHustleToSideBusiness.com. Make sure you pre-order your advanced copy. But guess what? There's more. Here's what you get to do. I'm actually so excited about the release of this book. I'm going to make sure that I help you learn about the principles and share some things that didn't even make it in the book. Well, how could you do that? You can order your ticket when you purchase your copy of a 3-day webinar that I'm doing. That's right, 3 whole days where I'm going to be sharing with you stuff that didn't even make it into the book about how you can literally do this and build your business the right way possible. The only way you're going to be able to do that is you got to go to FromSideHustleToSideBusiness.com, get your advanced copy, get inside the 3-day webinar, and I look forward to seeing you soon. And if you're not willing to think, you can't be successful. Like, you have to, oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. You have to, like, I just hope somebody's listening. Like, you have to think your way to success. But if everywhere in your life you just uncomfortable, or you're comfortable, excuse me, you comfortable at home, you comfortable with your body so you don't work out, you comfortable with your eating habits so you gonna keep that indigestion and your high blood pressure. If you're just comfortable with life, well, I'm comfortable at my job and I don't want to rock the boat. If you're so comfortable everywhere in your life, but you want success, you give that up. Because success is a thinking man's game. I'm sorry to keep saying man. Success is a thinking woman's game. You have to, because I'm going to tell you why it's a thinking man's and a woman's game. Let me tell you why. Because in order for you to change where you are, you literally have to stop yourself from being comfortable. And you literally got to go, okay, what am I going to do differently in order to get to that thing? Matter of fact, not even to get to whatever I want, but just to start. Do you realize how hard it is to start something? You know why it's hard to start something? Do you know why it's hard to start something? Because it takes thinking, actual brain power to think. You literally have to turn on your brain. But listen, man, listen. I'm telling you right, success is a thinking man and woman's game. If right now you're comfortable in every area of your life, you hang up success. Because guess what? When I talk to very highly successful people, they are never comfortable. Ever. They're never comfortable. Even when they're winning, they're never comfortable. I just want us to understand that success is a thinking man's and woman's game. You cannot, there's no version where you're going to be comfortable in every area of your life and think you're going to go to the next level and be successful. It's not going to happen. Because you've allowed yourself to fall into comfort zones in your weight, in your diet, in your attitude, and what you don't and do, right? In your daily work, right? Like for some of us, when we get home from work, all we do is tired and all we want to do is sleep and watch Netflix and chill and do nothing. I literally have on my desk right now 11 different books. I am reading 11 different books, yes, at the same time. Why? Because one thing I learned about myself was I was lazy mentally. I used to read books to completion so I could pat myself on the back and say, oh, I read another one. You don't remember nothing that you read in that book 2 days later. I now read for reference. So what does that mean? I'm picking up books looking for things. I'm being more intentional because success is a thinking man's game. If you're comfortable in too many areas of your life and you think you're going to do something different and you're not willing to think, I'm telling you right now, you can hang that up. And the only reason why I'm so passionate about this is because earlier today I was having a conversation with somebody and I felt myself getting frustrated in the conversation. And I would just be honest with y'all, right? Like, let me tell you why I felt myself getting frustrated in this conversation. I felt myself getting frustrated in this conversation earlier today because what I realized was they are where I was. Hey, did you know that as employees, there are 7 big mistakes that we are all making before getting fired, downsized, or laid off? And I wanted to share those with you and teach you how to level up in your career. You can get that by going to www.twac.live/7 mistakes. You and I have been making some egregious mistakes when it comes to our career, and we got to stop making them. I want to provide you with this context, things that I have learned throughout my career that are going to help you. So go to the website, twac.live/7 mistakes, put in your name and email address, and download this free PDF that'll teach you of things that you and I can stop doing and start leveling up our career. Back to the episode. And I could see it clearly. You've been talking to somebody that you don't talk to all the time, but then you talk to them like a year later and they still in the same place and you done kind of moved on. And it's frustrating talking to them. Like it's mentally draining to have an unproductive conversation. Right? Ladies, y'all know what I'm talking about. That same dude still steady chasing you. He ain't got nothing new to talk about. Right? But to get my wife, I had to think about how to get her heart. I had to think about what is the best way to grab my wife's attention. I had to literally put time in and go, wait a second, how am I going to get this woman's attention? Success is a thinking man and woman's game, y'all. Success is a thinking man and woman's game. If you are comfortable in too many areas of your life and you think you're going to change something, you're not. I'll give you a perfect example. I was north of 250 pounds at one point. And I remember looking at our wedding photo and I was like, you know what? That suit is tight. It ain't tight because it's supposed to be fitted. It was tight because I was heavy. Okay? And I was just heavy, right? And here was the crazy part. I didn't know what to do, but one thing I did know is that I was too comfortable being that way until I looked at myself and said, wait a second, that ain't cool, man. This ain't working. So what did I have to do to take the next step? I had to think, what am I going to do? Because do you realize you can look at a whole lot of stuff in your life and nothing will change? And you're aware of all the problems. Like this is not right. This ain't right. I could do better here. I could do better there. But just because you know it won't make you change it. Success is a thinking man's game. Success is a thinking woman's game. You have to think your way through it. So what did I do? I thought about it. I seriously sat there and I was like, okay, let's see. We're paying for a Y membership that we don't use. So you know what? Since we paying for this Y membership that I don't use, why don't I cancel it? And I canceled the Y membership. I didn't have a backup plan, but I was like, look, I'm using this Y membership. I'm not using it. Y'all, success is a thinking woman's game. It's a thinking man's game. So the next thing I did was I was like, okay, let me see. So my sister-in-law was actually following a trainer. And I happened to see some of the stuff he was doing. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. I ain't never had a trainer before. Let me see if I can go get a trainer. Let's fast forward. Year and a half later, I lost 65 pounds. Now, you might be going, oh, all it was because you worked out every day. No. You know what my trainer made me do? Think. My trainer made me turn on my brain and ask myself the hard questions. Chris, why are you eating those things at that time? Chris, why is it that when you eat emotionally? Chris, what is it that's going on up here that when you feel a pressurized situation, all you want are sweets? Chris, what is going on inside of your head that you're not, like, he made me think that's why I lost 65 pounds. You know, one of the crazy things he did to me? The second month, he said, you're going to send me a picture of every single thing that you're eating for 4 months straight. I first thought, this joker crazy. And he don't know me. I ain't got to send him nothing. That's what I thought. But when I started doing it, guess what happened? My brain turned on. Y'all, I didn't lose 65 pounds just because I worked out. I lost 65 pounds because my trainer made me think. That's why I was successful. And I'm telling y'all right now, success is a thinking woman and man game. You will not get what you want if you're not willing to think your way to that situation. Thinking is hard. You know why? Because everywhere in our lives, guess what we got? We got all the comforts in the world, right? You got a phone you love. You got your favorite TV shows that you love. You got your favorite bed, your favorite couch, your favorite shoes, your favorite car. You got everything comfort-wise. Because that's how we build our lives. Trust me, you ain't by yourself. I do the same thing. But I'm telling you, what I had to accept is that any goal that I put on a sheet of paper or anything that I say I want, I'm going to have to think my way there. Would you like to be able to know exactly what you need to do to scale and grow faster your side business? Well, look no further. You should jump into right now the Side Business Challenge. That's right. The Side Business Challenge is where it's at. I'm actually helping you as a corporate professional build and scale your side business faster, because that's the name of the game. I know you've been looking for a place to, how do I take what I'm doing and actually make it work to be creating a real revenue generating business? Well, join thesidebusinesschallenge.com. You do not want to miss it, because when you jump in, it's 5 days, 1 hour where I am helping you build a successful side business. I'm Chris Williams. I built my first successful side business to over 6 figures, and I've helped countless people do the same. And now I've got a challenge just for you. You know you've been wanting to build it. You know you want to make it for real, and you want to make it something legitimate that at least, what if all it did was pay all of your household bills? Could you imagine being able to go to work every day and all of your household bills are paid without leveraging your job money? Oh yeah, I can teach you that. And inside of the Side Business Challenge, I'm showing you how to level up inside of your career so that you show up in a big way. Yes, having that side business will teach you so much more than just money. Jump into thesidebusinesschallenge.com. I look forward to seeing you there.